This is Tom Cloud with this week's Precious Metals Market Update. 2 or 3 weeks ago, right before we had a hurricane hit St. Simon's Island for the first time since 1898, it was amazing. It was on that Thursday before the hurricane hit on Friday night. I was driving home as offices were closing. We had a mandatory evacuation, and I have never seen in my life, never experienced it, the peace, the serenity, of the quiet before the storm. And this time I really saw what it was. And I mean, it was just amazing that eerie feeling knowing something was coming right at you and was going to hit you if you didn't leave and you didn't get the heck out of the way and get off the island. And sure enough, the next day, the Hurricane Matthew came through, and we weren't able to get back on the island for 6 days due to the tree damage, the roads being blocked, power lines down, and the chaos that hit when that storm went through. And it's not just saying it, I have never felt more calm before the storm economically than I do right now. It's 40 years experience. You can't explain it. You talk to people, you look who's calling you, pastors, ministries, money managers that never call wanting to know how they can move money of a client into gold. What are their options? Certainly they can take delivery, they can leave it in our cloud hard asset storage program that's the best in the world, period. No one's even close. And there'll be evidence of that coming out later this week through a newsletter writer that analyzed big firms and what their prices were and their policies and cost. And it's just amazing the feeling to see that you've done right. For 40 years, you haven't been sued. You have delivered everything you said you would deliver. And it is a great pride that I take and my people take that we get to you what we promise. But I can tell you right now, there's a storm out there. And right after this political season that is less than 2 weeks away now, something big is going to happen. I don't know if Deutsche Bank's going to finally be the trigger we've all been talking about, or will it be another bank in Italy or somewhere in Ireland or Portugal or Spain. But what will be the domino effect that sets off the derivative nightmare that puts the world into a recession and makes every country start printing money, which eventually turns into higher inflation? As I talked about last week, what does China have in real gold reserves? Why haven't they been released? Why is the United States scared to tell the world the amount of gold that China had audited? And we went through 2 scenarios last week. We still don't know the correct one. But I can tell you it is something big is going to happen. It jumps me right forward to all of a sudden our major institutional buyers that only buy about once a year are buying right now. Yesterday was a huge order from Warren. And we're seeing these people calling and find out what delays are on COMEX products, 100-ounce silver bars, 10-ounce, 1-ounce, 32.15-ounce kilo gold bars. But you've got to look at this thing and realize, and then the cyber attack last Friday, I had 2 of the most important calls I've had in my 40-year career. As one financial advisor called and says, I follow you, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I've got a client that just called that's in panic state. He has over $6 million in paper investments in his brokerage account. He owns 0 stocks with his own certificate. They're all kept in street name, and now his brokerage account he hasn't been able to pull out due to what happened in the Northeast last Friday. And basically, he has no net worth. He has $6 million on a piece of paper looking at a brokerage account, but there's literally nothing to back it except an FDIC in the money market part or a brokerage firm that's holding his stock certificates. He has evidence of no net worth whatsoever, but an electronic piece of paper. And the broker says to me, I'm not a gold fan, but I am scared to death for my client and my other clients and myself. That broker made his first purchase of gold in his life, and he's up in his 50s. So people are beginning to see how scary it is, and that calm before the storm that I talked about when we started this video. And people, I don't know what else to say. If you don't have that gold or silver in your hand for a portion of your portfolio, or in one of our storage programs at only 20 basis points, when everybody else is paying 60 to 200 basis points. It's amazing, because we take nothing. We don't want to profit off of you storing. It's not our right to. We want to bring you the lowest round trip in the market for gold and silver, and we do a pretty darn good job of it. I think you'll admit that if you've dealt with us. So all I can say is I've got an eerie feeling. I would advise you to get your house in order. I would be sure if you can get your stock certificates in your hand, it would be wise. I know the brokerage firms don't want to do that. They tell you how hard it is, but you got to do what makes you feel comfortable going into the chaos that I'm expecting to start at any point. And a respected Bo Pony, some of y'all follow Bo, he's predicting a magic day in November, and it would be just somebody else predicting something, except go back and look at calling the exact top of gold. I'm talking the exact day of the top in gold and silver, when silver hit 47 and gold hit 1900 4 years ago. So anyway, there are a lot of backup technical work out there from people saying the same thing, and yet there are others saying there's one last draft down. As I record this on Wednesday morning, the 26th of October, future contracts expire the next 2 days, and we'll have a hint as to how quick this market's going to move. If we see people exit and come right back in and go short, we may have one more short downdraft in the next 2 weeks before we think we'll have an upward movement in both gold and silver. If you're following it and you get a move up on Thursday and Friday of this week, then you need to go in and get in the market with your gold and silver. And certainly there's a hint all through the wholesale market that we're looking at a probability of premium increases. Remember, the definition is spot price, premium. That's what I buy it for, spot plus premium. You buy it for spot plus premium plus markup or commission, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm saying that the premium, the cost to me, is rumored to be going up in both gold and silver. So hopefully, and lastly, if you don't have gold and silver precious metals IRA and you want to transfer part of an existing, give us a call and we'll walk through how you can have a self-directed precious metals IRA in physical gold and silver. You can reach us at 800-247-2812. That's 800-247-2812, and you can talk to Dan. Dan's been with me over 20 years. You can talk to Kathleen. She's been my assistant for nearly 6 years, and we can walk you through how to do that. And if you're still holding rare coins, we strongly urge you to get those converted to bullion coins as quickly as possible. With this week's Precious Metals Market Update, this is Tom Cloud signing out.